I bought a $500 motorcycle off of Amazon to see is it really worth it, and it came in this tiny box back here. My hopes are low. But without further ado, at this box standing at 39 inches, I'm gonna hopefully ride this thing and test it and see, is a $500 motorcycle really worth it? I introduced to you the FRP GMB 100. It's a 99cc motorcycle. Seems pretty cool, but it's in a small box, so I'm worried. So let's crack this bad boy open and see how it goes. Okay, so I've gone ahead and turned it over to its side because it opens from this way. I see most Amazon motorcycles, I might need a knife. Come in a crate. So there might be a crate inside of this. We'll see, won't we? Okay, there is no crate. This is literally just put in styrofoam, but that's cool, okay? As long as it's in one piece. I'm so sorry for your ears if you had to hear that. It's pretty easy to assemble. There's like 3 parts that you have to install yourself: the wheel, the handlebars, and the... Frick, let me check. Let me double check, hold on, cut that out. So the motorcycle comes pretty much pre-assembled. 85% is what they claim. All you have to install is the front wheel, the front fork, the front fender, and the handlebar. And the rest of it is done for you. So there's an engine in here. I'm literally looking at it. Let's go ahead and pull that out of here, shall we? Actually, maybe we gotta pull this out in bits and pieces. Hopefully I can get this out of my house once I install it in my house. Might just come out all in one. Let me just deadlift this thing out of here. Behold, motorcycle. Oh Lord. Oh my God, that is heavy. Let's get this box out of the way. So before we get too excited, let me show you everything that came in the box because it is kind of a lot. Okay, so this is obviously the motorcycle, right? Comes with a couple neat features. Let me go over those real quick. You got a little chain protector right here so you don't get your jeans caught in there or whatever you're wearing. And this is the 99cc 4-stroke overhead engine. Next, the parts we have to assemble ourselves. We have the front tire, obviously the back tire's on there, the front fork, and the handlebars are right there. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a big fan of reading instructions, so we're probably gonna end up winging that. Got a couple other goodies here. I believe this is to add oil to the engine. I think we'll find out pretty soon. They got a little net gator they gave you, a little complimentary stuff, and then a little headlight, so to speak. Oh, and then a tool bag. How do I forget the tool bag? I think that's what that is. Let's get into it. Okay, ignore what I said in the last clip. I'm totally gonna use the instruction manual for once in my life because no comprende. But I'll do a time lapse so you don't have to watch this whole thing. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. What? Okay, so I completely lied. I'm gonna try to use the instruction manual because this is way past my pay grade, dang it. Okay, so this is the mess that we're left with, but the bike is finished, okay? It took about 32 minutes based on the length of the recording. And now let me give you some ASMR before we do the final step, put oil in the engine and gas in the engine, obviously, and then it should be good to crank up. Oh. That was kind of nice. This feels like a grand opening right now. So update, bit of a bradicki. It says starting the mini bike, obviously locate the oil fill cap beneath the engine, unscrew the cap and remove the warning strip, use oil, blah, 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 put oil in it, right? But this is the oil cap, or so I assume. It's below the engine and it's the only thing that looks like an oil cap, but there's a tab on here that said no oil and it's covered in oil. So I don't know if they pre-filled it. When I take the dipstick out, you can kind of see a little bit of residue, but it doesn't look like, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, maybe should I just risk it for the biscuit? All right, so we have the bike out in the wild here, and let me address the elephant in this room. Frick! And let me address the elephant in the room that this is a sponsored video. I'm not being paid to say anything about the product in specific, but if you want to pick one up, you can use code Zenith GMB100 to save $100 on your order. There'll be links in the description if you want to check it out. But without further ado, let's take this thing on a ride. Yeah! Yes! All right, so here's the bike in all its glory. It only costs about $1 to fill up, which is nice. And then to start it, super simple. All you do is click this little switch up here, move this into the choke position, and it should only take about 3 cranks. Or 1. Once the engine kicks up, move it to run, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go. Pop that little kickstand up and take her on a ripper, baby. This thing's not incredibly fast, but it gets the job done. And it's a fun little machine. It's like a baby Grom if I had to put my finger on it. It vibrates a little bit, but for $500, what else could you ask for? You just have to assemble a few things yourself, and then that's pretty much it. If I'm being honest, which I can be, like I said earlier, completely honest review, I would give this thing a solid 7 out of 10, all things considered, okay?
It's a great little bike. I mean, for $500, it's way more than I expected. For $500, I don't expect a bike to normally run, but it does. Now, it has a couple little janky noises. Could be user error, could be bike error, but FRP really did this thing up. They really did. I'm pretty sure you could wheelie it. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't know. You'd have to like, oh, there we go. It's super light, so you can just bounce it around all day. Look at the steering's pretty straight. It is a little bit loud, but that's okay. I got my friends in the back truck over here. It says for off-road use only, so I like to also kind of use it off-road. But another thing you might consider whenever you ride motorcycles is, will it last me, you know? If I put this thing through some hardship, will it come out of the hardship alive? So, now that I have my official review out of the way, me and my friends are gonna put a little spin on this video and see if we can have a little bit of fun with it and see how much fun this bike really is and really test it to the limits of an average 14-year-old kid who lives in the country. We're gonna beat this thing like a dirt bike. Let's go ahead and do it. Big thank you to FRP for sending this thing out again. If you are interested, use code Zenith GMB100. I'll see you guys in a second.
All right, so the first thing that I want to test is see if this bike can do a burnout. I've done a burnout on my Grom before and on my R7, but this is a little different because there's no clutch actually, so we're gonna have to see if we can slam the rear brake and give it enough power to get this thing spinning. Let's begin. Just gonna hold that rear brake a little bit. Go! It is not powerful enough for a burnout. Tough luck. What if I get it started? There we go. Close enough, we'll call it good. I call that a win. All right, so we had a little trouble getting the wheel off the ground, but my brother has volunteered to get the wheel off the ground. He said, give me a helmet. Let's do it. Are you ready for this?
No.
If you had to guess, how high are you gonna get off of the ground?
3 inches, not very fast.
But that 3 inches is a lot.
Yes, it is.
I wanted to try a couple things here. First, I wanted to see if I can do a little burnout circle. I guess it kind of works. All right, let me see if I can do a wheelie on this thing. Oh. These handlebars keep moving on me. All right, one more test. Through the woods, through the brush, through the shrubbery. Ow! Ow! Those things are stickers. I didn't know that. I'm gonna do a test the speed of it with a race. Anybody volunteer to either be on the bike or on foot? Race the bike. Physical race. What do you want to run? Thank you, because I don't. Start your engines. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Did you see me toast you?
Down for you.
Absolutely demolished. Yeah, later, skater. Okay. Sorry. Running out of gas here. Uh-oh. Oh, it's on choke, that's why. All right, they wanted the smoke again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. That's not fair, bro. I blew my head gasket. Maybe if I tuck. Maybe if I tuck. I'm picking up speed now. I think I'm still going. No, God! I think I'm winning. I think I'm still good. Okay, I wanted to see what happens when you crash a wheelie, because it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Let's see what happens. See if this bike can withstand it. Like a champ. Pretty nice. Let's try that one more time. Let me really launch this thing. This thing is a beast. Oh. Okay, so the only damage that's actually done after that is this little foot peg is bent, and then there's a little dent in the engine cover. But other than that, this thing is holding up nicely. Okay, so the strap came out, and he said there's no way you're starting that, so I just yanked this, and it started right up. So, just gonna wrap this around here a few times for my own safety, because I wanted to take it on this little dirt bike trail that's back here and see how it gets going. Overall, man, this thing is a beast for what it is. $500 for this is pretty good, and if you took a little bit more meticulous time caring for it, unlike I have in this video, but regardless of how you treat this thing, man, it's actually a lot of fun. I've always been curious how well these Amazon motorcycles perform, and oh, my brakes are seized a little. There we go, we're free now. Pretty good. I would recommend, I don't know, like tightening these handlebars down a lot more somehow. Obviously, if you're just riding it on the street, you'd be okay. But I cranked them down as much as I could. It's just still a little bit wiggly. But this thing does good. On the street, it feels nice. Off-road, it feels good. These tires are kind of versatile. And I'm not selling out, okay? Like I said, they didn't pay me a dime to say anything specific about this thing. But I know that there's a lot of people who want to get on two wheels, but financially just can't afford to get something like a Yamaha R3, Ninja 400, the bikes that I preach time and time again. But this is fun. Like, it gives you a little intro into at least the world of motorized bikes. And it's very cheap to maintain. Maintenance is pretty easy. It's pretty standard stuff, you know, oil maintenance, chain maintenance, lubing, cleaning, all that stuff. There's nothing like huge that goes into it. And it seems reliable for the most part. You know, I dropped this thing like 6 times now, some off camera, some on camera, and it's still holding up, man, which is actually incredible for a bike that's manufactured in China, which it is based on the box. It says manufactured in China, but maybe that doesn't matter as much as it used to, because these things are kind of built like tanks. I mean, it's a small motor, so it's super reliable. All motors this size are usually pretty reliable, as long as you take care of it, obviously. With the amount of burnouts and stuff I've done with this brand new engine, I'm surprised it hasn't shot yet. It's actually a bit of a surprise to me, as much as it probably is to you. Usually motorcycles have a bit of a break-in period where you got to be kind of kind to them for a little bit before you can start absolutely toasting on them, like sport bikes, for example. But maybe this thing doesn't have one, maybe it does, and it's just doesn't matter. Or maybe it's about to blow up, who really knows? Since it doesn't have any plates or anything on it, I'm staying away from the road quite a bit. But, oof, God, there's no suspension on here either, which really takes a toll on you. My back is, oh, cooked. Oh my God, if you're gonna take it off-road, I recommend some work on your own time on this machine to get it suited for such activities. But for street riding around the neighborhood, man, this thing is beautiful. Or if you're like 14, 13 years old, you want a motorcycle? Well, you can't legally in the States, at least, because you're not of age. It's a nice little substitute, a little mini bike. Let's go ahead and get back to my friends, and we're gonna finish the durability test. The goal of this video was to either A, beat it till it's destroyed for science, or B, give it away to a little kid in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, we can't find anybody right now. It seems that nobody's out on this Sunday evening, and I would feel kind of guilty giving them a beat up motorcycle like this is. But who knows? You know, maybe a little kid will enjoy the scrap metal. In all seriousness, it's a fun little machine, fun little toy. He's throwing wood at me. Watch it, Buster. Let's see what else I can get jiggy with this thing with.
I'll go back and forth.
So before I finish off this video, I wanted to show you one final walk around of the bike, how it held up, and what you can expect from this beast of a machine. It's actually crazy. So the only thing that actually went wrong, so to speak, is during the wheelie drop, this crankcase here got dented at the bottom. You can kind of see that, it's a little scratched up, a little bit dented, which caused the pulley to not wind back up. So the bike still runs, I just can't, it won't wind back up to crank it again to start it. So I can't start it, so I shouldn't have turned it off. That was a dumb idea on my end. But all I have to do is take the casing off and then bend this back, wrap it back up, and it should be good to go. There's nothing actually bent internally, thankfully, so should be good to go. And then the foot peg also bent, but you can bend that peg back as well. Not bad. Other than that, everything held up fine. Brakes still work, engine still works, pretty good. All right, guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for the video. A huge thank you to FRP. Again, this is not a diss to their brand or anything whatsoever. Like I said, if you actually ride this bike like a normal individual, it will take care of itself perfectly. It's way more reliable than I could have expected. And for $500, it's actually not bad at all. There will be a link in the description down below. Again, code ZenithGMB100 will save you $40 on your order. Thank you so much for the sponsor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.